Alright, welcome back to another stream of the historical order run that we are doing. We play through human history across different series and games and franchises. And yeah, we are going to go and jump into the year 866, current era today, 2 years after the end of Assassin's Creed Mirage. And we are going to first focus actually on the discovery tour in Valhalla, because this one is set 6 years before we take control of Adult Eivor. And yeah, there's a total of 4 missions that take place historically before the main story really starts. So we will actually get a bit of a historical background and backdrop on the game. And only after that point actually start a fresh save here and a new playthrough. For Valhalla, we are of course doing the long-awaited no-hut run. In my last Assassin's Creed series run, I've played through all of the games in the series minus Valhalla in the style of no hut, so playing without the minimap, compass, you know, enemy detection systems, health bars, levels, aiming reticles, and all those kind of things. So trying to kind of like make the game feel a bit more immersive. And yeah, since we kind of like finished that run about like 5 months back or so, I didn't actually want to include Valhalla then, because I knew that I would be playing it again relatively soon in the historical order run. So yeah, we're kind of like throwing both together and finally do this no hut run as part of the historical order run. So much to that. If you want to have a detailed look about the kind of like requirements, like what's turned off for the no hut, then they can see everything that's is like part of a challenge. Also, hey there, Afro, welcome in. How's it going? 100 hours of stumbling through England then. Could be, yeah, who knows. My previous no hut runs have been not on the longer side of playtime, because I usually ended up focusing on the main story so much, because that's most of the information you get, of course, in the game, directly given to you. So, yeah, unexpectedly, like games like Origins, you know, didn't take me overly long to finish. However, there's just so much in Valhalla to do, and you can get distracted so many times that I anticipate this playthrough to take well above 100 hours, to be honest. But yeah, my last playthrough, as you can see, we did a stove challenge actually. For Valhalla, that was in August last year. It's over a year back now. And that one took me about 63 hours total, which isn't too bad for, you know, like a full Valhalla playthrough. The main story. But yeah, I do think that the no hut is gonna take longer. And as you say, you know, not having any fast travel option, so kind of keeping that rule from the other no hut playthroughs, of course, where I couldn't fast travel either. That's gonna definitely also add to the playtime for sure. But it's also gonna add to us finding more stuff, hopefully, like more quests and maybe tombs, enemies to fight, forts to loot, monasteries to raid. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this though, because it's the AC game that I haven't played for the longest. Now at this point, since I didn't include it in my last series run. It's definitely the longest time I think I didn't play Valhalla before. Like a year and 2 months since I finished my playthrough. It's probably been like a year and 3 to 4 months until I started my last playthrough. But yeah, so as for the routes, we can't fast travel, as I mentioned. We have 1 map look per hour, so I also keep that rule, which means I can kind of like accumulate them per game hour pass, but at the start of the game I can't look twice on the map in the first hour of playtime. So I have to go by other cues that the game gives me, like in missions I will talk about buildings that I have to investigate. Or I can find a person to meet later. Or I can find clues and stuff. I can of course, you know, use like the auto investigation menu, inventory, quest log. But the main map only limited to once per hour. And as for the actual like HUD options that are disabled, it affects the mini quest log, the compass, the territory panel, the loot and settlement info, health and stamina, the oxygen gauge, experience and skill points, abilities and adrenaline, the fight damage numbers, the aiming reticle, the quiver, enemy info, target log, enemy detection, enemy proximity, range attack warning, tips and messages, and contextual actions as well as control hints. So yeah, a whole bunch of options we won't see any display for in the game. That being said though, playing the Discovery Tour, all of those rules are exempt because it will only affect the actual like playthrough, but the Discovery Tour it won't. Also, that being said though, the no HUD options kind of like take over into the Discovery Tour, but yeah, I can look at the map as many times as I want and all that. What builds do I go for then? Classic Axis. I do like the double axis, I have to say. Yeah, probably at the start I might be using that one, because you do get two pretty good axes early on. I do also love the two-handed axe, like solo. But honestly, I like to mix and match it. I like to use all the different weapon combinations. The only ones I'm not overly fond of is like dual heavy blades. However, I do like the fact that having that skill, you can actually have like a heavy blade in one hand and then a light blade in the other. So that at least, you know, is a bit more believable. But wielding like two-handed Dane axes is just like a bit extra. But yeah, double daggers I tend not to use too much in this game, even though they are quite strong. I like the moveset of the double daggers in like Origins better, for instance. But yeah, they're alright. I mean, they have like a pretty good charge attack and like you know, jump backwards move, and they're of course super fast. I did use the double daggers a lot in one of the seasonal events. Like back when Valhalla still had like the Yule event and stuff happening during like certain times of the year. There was like a kind of competition in Ravensthorpe where we had to like defeat 10 enemies or something, and I eventually just switched to the double daggers because they were by far the fastest way to kill them. So I would say they're probably one of the best weapon combos to have in this game. Just like given by how fast you can take down individual targets. Yeah, no aim reticle. It's gonna be interesting dealing with that. I had it enabled in Odyssey. But yeah, this time we won't. Also, hey there, Nick, welcome in, dude. Ahoy. Nice use of a Garrett mode. And how's it going? Hope you're having a nice weekend. So Tinger's Claw and the Corpus Dagger with a Viper Bow. That's a nice combo. The Viper Bow was the light bow, wasn't it? Okay, just gonna make sure that the game is actually running in exclusive full screen here. And let's go over here to the Discovery Tour. Just gonna check whether it's the same settings here. think we're good. Can buy it from any merchant. I gotcha. Sometimes I wish you could just reset your progress with the Redder items, you know? Because over the years of playing this game, I've amassed quite a lot of store items from Redder through the weekly quests, and they just throw them at you at the start of the game. Which means you're basically overpowered from the get-go by having access to all of these items already. But yeah, we're not gonna go and start a new like Discovery Tour save. I'm just gonna continue with the one I already made progress on, and we can replay missions there, so we're gonna do it like that. I might collect a couple of like discovery sites and stuff, but we're really gonna focus primarily here on the actual Discovery Tour missions. And in this game they're a bit different as well than in the other Discovery Tours. They're really like full-on stories that are meant to represent let's actually reload this one, because I want to go out of this mission. Because you can't really exit out of missions, can you? I think OBS is struggling a little bit with the game today. Maybe because I have enhanced broadcasting activated. But yeah, we're gonna have a look how this one's actually start the first mission here. How did I like Disco Elysium? You keep forgetting to ask me. No worries, Nick. I really like Disco Elysium. I think it's a very uniquely written game. The way they kind of use the RPG stats in the game, you know, of physique, intellect, and all the type of stuff, and then having them divided into different aspects of a character. And how they kind of act like intrusive thoughts that constantly try to tell you what to do. I think it's quite interesting, and something I haven't really seen on that kind of like level in another game before. It's definitely quite story heavy. It really like is more like a interactive like tabletop book or something. RPG, but yeah, it's really good. Very well written. A bit slow paced, I have to say. You know, like I've already done 5 stream sessions and I'm still on the first day. But at the same time, I've also been taking my time just like investigating everything I came across. But yeah, definitely quite slow paced, I felt. On the first day at least. Maybe it picks up later. You don't think you ever bought anything from Redder? That's totally fair too. Yeah, the weekly and daily quests can be a bit repetitive and kinda annoying sometimes. But there are some pretty good items at Redder, of course, that I wanted to have. Especially like weapon and shield wise. Exactly, yeah, it's more like a visual novel. But definitely quite immersive. did a good job kind of like creating this setting and this game world, and it feels completely, you know, fresh in a way. But also like it has a lot of history. It feels very rich, you know. Not like they just came up with everything from scratch, like of a setting they try to showcase, but beyond it. You know, there's like events that predate what's happening in the game, and all of those things have an importance. Also, hey there, Dr. Darling, welcome in. So when I said I wasn't going to start Valhalla immediately, I was trolling you. Maybe I was. I was thinking what I wanna, you know, start playing today. And I figured, you know, once I do the upgrade with my system, I can, you know, might as well just continue playing the game. It runs pretty well, of course, on my system either way. And I have it well optimized, so I'm just gonna enjoy it even more, I guess, once I have my graphical upgrade. But yeah, I wanted to make some progress and get deeper into the medieval times. I'm actually quite looking forward to replay Stronghold as well, which of course is gonna be the game that comes up next after Valhalla. Both Stronghold and Stronghold Crusader. But yeah, how's it going? Hope you're having a nice weekend. Just that it's an early stream, which means you can watch it, not a midnight one. Yeah, who knows what today might bring. I won't be streaming for overly long because my team plays later in like 4 hours, roughly. So I won't be streaming for much longer than 4 hours total. But who knows what might happen after the game. But yeah, so we are going to start with a discovery tour, as I mentioned earlier, because it takes place historically before the start of the game. When you take over Eivor as the main character, that actually happens in 872. There's of course a whole like, you know, Eivor as a kid sequence, but those I won't really consider for the historical order because they're just like, you know, once and done type of thing. But when it comes to like actual like, you know, continuous mission storylines that are set in like, you know, time frame like this, then we're gonna do it in that order, of course. And given that this is 6 years before you take over Eivor, we're gonna start with Oaths and Honor and play through Faith and Fire, which is 4 years later, 2 years before you take over Eivor. Then in the same year you have Seaworthy going back to Norway. And then you finally make your way into the west. 1 year before taking over Eivor. There are gonna be 4 missions total here that we're gonna be playing as part of a discovery tour. And then we can go and start the actual Nohat playthrough. Stronghold is making a comeback. You see lots of people streaming it and see many lobbies of Crusader on Game Ranger. Yeah, Crusader's been going strong for many years now, especially on Game Ranger. Definitely still a very active community. And apparently Stronghold 1 recently got like a remaster or something, I believe. I think it even added multiplayer of the sorts. So I'm not sure if that maybe also had an impact on the game having like a stronger presence, like the first game. But I haven't really followed it on Twitch myself, though. But yeah, when I was recently installing Stronghold, I had a look and saw that they released like last year, I think, a remaster for the first Stronghold, which also had some pretty good reviews. So yeah, who knows, I might actually play that version then. Though, I don't know, Stronghold is like such a nostalgia game for me. It would feel weird not playing the original version. Well, technically the original version wasn't the HD version, which is what I would be playing. But yeah, you catch my drift. Anyway, so going to the year 866, we have a quest, Oaths and Honor. And it says, Thorstein and Gunhilda are a young, ambitious couple, hoping to gain the attention of Harald Fairhair. The day before Thorstein is set to sail on his first raid, however, a jealous rival threatens all their carefully laid plans. And this was reviewed for historical accuracy by Dr. Lucy Malbo. Set in Stavanger, Norway.
Your father would be happy to come to the farmer's company.
You'll be off raiding for months, not years. Shorter than your trade routes even. The farm and I will still be here when you return.
And return I shall.
You had better, or I'll come find you.
Trick, do you have any questions for me before I leave?
No. I'll take good care of Gunhilda's reputation while you're away.
I doubt she'll need help, but I'll be glad to know you're here all the same.
Come, Thorstein. The market waits for no man.
Coming, my love! I'm coming, Gunhilda.
As far as you know, it doesn't still have multiplayer. Firefly said multiplayer is not possible due to the netcode, which sounds like an excuse to you. I could have just backported Crusader multiplayer to 1, although still need Game Ranger or other alternative. Ah yeah, I was about to say, because I saw like a trailer and I think it mentioned multiplayer. However, there's I think a certain multiplayer mode that Crusader had, I think, that it didn't include in Stronghold 1 or something. But yeah, there's like a certain mode that players are missing, apparently. I'm not quite sure how it's called, though. Hope the stream is running fine. It looks like it is.
You coddle him, my love. He's a grown man, not an errant child.
Slaves talk, Gunhilda. If he returns to his family and says we mistreated him, I might find myself in a duel.
No duels until you've worked on your swordsmanship.
I'm sure to get practice on this expedition with Harold. Our enemies may not fight with blunted blades, but he's promised me the children of Stavanger are far more fierce.
The children who struck you as you lay sleeping, then ran away laughing? You'll need to keep your wits about you if so.
Ulf, good morning.
My mother loved the fine woolen cloak you sold me. The stitching is exquisite.
Of course. My wife takes great pride in the needlework, with good reason.
You must have been blessed by Heimdall, a vision so keen and hands so steady.
Only a talented mother and a very patient husband.
Give Alvik a kiss from me next time you see her.
I will. Fortune guide you, friend.
Just think. After a few raids, we'll have enough silver to leave this place for good.
Have you not been happy here?
With you, I would be happy anywhere. But Stavanger is small.
Too small for the grand dreams of the shepherd girl.
And why not? Even a worm may one day hold up the sky.
Come. Mikael has promised to aid you in my affairs while I'm at sea. You'll have plenty of time to dream while I'm gone. Mikael, it's a fine day for little business, don't you think?
Get away from here, Thorstein! I won't be seen dealing with an oathbreaker!
A what?
Keep your voices down. On what grounds do you base this outrageous claim?
That is for you and Bjorn to discuss!
I can't believe he'd betray me like this.
You haven't known Mikkel that long. He has to protect his own reputation first.
Not him, Bjorn.
Ah, he's always sniffing about your trades like a wild dog. He envies your success and wishes to take it for himself.
Well, we won't let him. We've worked too hard for him to take this chance away from us now. We will not let Bjorn get away with this, I swear it.
Sorry, let me just check something real quick here. Okay. Hey Vaaya, welcome in. And how's it going? I'm doing very well, thank you. Having a nice weekend over here. We're starting our run of Valhalla. Gonna do a no-hard run this time. However, right now we're just doing some discovery tours because we're playing, of course, in historical order. And there's about 4 missions that take place before you start the main game with Eivor. So yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a historical background here before we dive into the actual game. Alrighty, so what now? Not quite sure. I think I'm just gonna enable the quest log here for this quest here for the discovery tours. And the compass too. Because as I said, the discovery tour is not really part of the no-hard challenge. Just the main game.
Bjorn! What have you done? What falsehoods have you been spreading about my family's honor?
Nothing but the truth. This sail your wife made, that you sold me, is as rotten as your intentions. You wish for me and my men to drown on the open ocean, where our bodies would never be found.
Are you a fool? Even if I wanted to leave you stranded and sail west alone, Harold would never allow it. He would make me rescue you, and then we would all be doomed.
I don't claim to understand you, Oathbreaker, but your methods are plain. I believe I'll go inform Harold of your duplicity. He should be arriving any moment now.
My love, that is no work of mine.
I know. This was done by a hand far coarser than yours. Bjorn is trying to sabotage my place on the expedition.
You cannot let him accuse you in front of the assembly. No chieftain would ever take you on again. I will not see my parents starve because of Bjorn's lies.
Then I must gather evidence and bring his falsehoods to light.
I will speak with the wives, to rally them to our cause. And I will pray to the Hamminja for guidance.
Our ancestors will give you wise counsel, I'm sure of it. I'll see you outside the assembly.
Off to a good start here.
If I were an impulsive oaf, why would I hide a sail?
Already getting accused of treachery.
These crates came from not far. No local wares then.
Alright. I still have Odin's side though. Jesus, look at these welts. Rest in peace, Moby Dick.
Tell me, did Bjorn accept any wares these past few days?
Surely he did. I carried them myself. Wet and nasty they were, smelling as if they'd been stored at the water's edge.
Did you happen to see what was inside?
No, but it had that damp sheep smell. Wool, I suppose.
Thank you, my friend.
Pachites wares if you have coin. Well, we don't have a coin yet, but soon. Then I'm gonna get for wares, surely. The Norwegians still hunt Moby Dicks to this day. Yeah. There's definitely quite a tradition in whale hunting.
That is Gunhilda's stitching. So Bjorn planned to take her sail for himself after all. It will need to be more than my word against Bjorn. I'll need people to vouch for me as well. Friends, neighbors, listen to me. Bjorn has declared me Oathbreaker, calling my good name into question.
We saw the sail. It would have torn in the first gust of wind.
That was a sail he bought from Notfall, carried to us in sea-soaked wood. My wife's sail he kept aside for himself, to use once he reached the open sea.
I am familiar with Gunhilda's stitching. That sail was no work of her hands.
What reason does Björn have to lie, if revealing the truth is as simple as you say?
He hoped to turn Harold against me, to keep me from tomorrow's expedition, to hide the truth until I had already been exiled. If you care for we who will travel with him, this insult cannot go unanswered. He would endanger his crew for a petty grievance. He is unworthy of command. Free men of Stavanger, hear me! We must inform the Assembly. We must inform Harald Jarl. Only then will our safe return be assured. Are you with me? The Assembly is about to start. I need to find Gunhilda.
Oh, that was easy enough. Already convinced all of them. Hey, where are we? Welcome in. And good day to you. And I'm doing very well, thank you. Having a nice weekend. Starting our Valhalla playthrough. With a Discovery Tours 4, because historically they take place before the main game starts. So I'm playing with Discovery Tour missions, 4 of them actually. And they're currently in the first one, taking place in 866 current era. It's about a couple from Norway that kind of like hope to gain the favor of Harald, which you can see at the start of Valhalla actually. And yeah, they're kind of like also trying to settle over to England for more riches and yeah, better ways of living, I guess. What the heck is this? This ain't Eivor? Not quite. But we just heard Eivor. Male voice actor actually just voiced one of the characters, one of the NPCs. But yeah, right now we're playing Thorstein. And you go into the shoes of different types of characters. Like over in the next mission you take care of Monk in the Isle of Ely in East Anglia, I think. Then you go back again to playing Thorstein and make your journey to England. Then you go back to playing as a monk again, but this time at the Battle of Chippenham between Alfred and Guthrum. Then you follow Alfred directly 1 year later. And finally you go to Jorvik, I think. Yeah. But yeah, they're kind of like written as like story missions rather than, you know, museum tours like in the previous games. But they're written with more historical accuracy in mind than the main game is. So trying to kind of like show different society events and kind of like different kind of like jobs and stuff and occupations. It's trying to be a bit more accurate. And this also has been reviewed by different professors and doctors of history. Always a scam reference in chat. Was it a scam reference? I still haven't played that game. But definitely sounded like something I would expect from a type of game like that. kind of like an RPG vendor. Very dope, you should try out these sometimes. You've heard many say these are the best parts of the RPG trilogy. I really like the Discovery Tours, I have to say. Like, if you are interested in the history behind these games, then there's lots you can learn, and also kind of like, it's good to sometimes know, okay, this is where the game might have deviated from history, but for good reason, you know? Because ultimately, they're of course not trying to 100% recreate a history, but rather make it also work for the whole like lore. But also, some things might be exaggerated for like gameplay's sake. But yeah, it's a good way to kind of like distinguish. Nice, Ivor, that's great to hear. Glad you're doing good. Is Alfred's legacy like the Battle of Effenden? Like the last battle in the Last Kingdom Season 1? I don't think so. It might be close to that year where the battle took place. You only have a Battle of Chippenham really, which was also a pretty major one between Guthrum and Alfred, because I think that's where Guthrum got defeated. And I think afterwards Guthrum also converted to Christianity and became like a lord under Alfred, I think. So Battle of Effenden was 878. Okay. Well, then it was... yeah, it was the same year of the Battle of Chippenham. I mean, it could be mentioned for sure, you know? Like, both of these missions are set in the same year. I am Uhtred, son of Uhtred. That always cracks me up. When Levi and I watched, you know, The Last Kingdom, just like every time a new episode starts. I am Uhtred, son of Uhtred. It's kind of funny as well, because this game makes a couple of references to The Last Kingdom. For instance, one of the Order members you can kill is Hunter, son of Hunter. And even has like a similar look, at least partially, I guess. But you also have Kjotve the Crow. And I'm not quite sure how exactly the person was called in The Last Kingdom, but there's another one with a similar name, also called the Crow. And both main characters seek active vengeance against that person.
A bit of coin, that's all.
Of course, they're kind of like responsible for some of the family members dying, I guess. But yeah, I would definitely think that The Last Kingdom was one of the influences for Valhalla. You got the Christian name Effertson. I gotcha. I am Uhtred, son of Uhtred. I am Uhtred, father of Uhtred. I am Uhtred, Uhtred of the Uhtred's. It just keeps on going. Did Uhtred ever reclaim his home in the end? You really want to know, Nick? Of course, definitely heavy spoiler territory. That being said, I don't remember every detail. Dog the Dog, welcome in. How's it going? Just a few. Kjartan the Crow, that's it. Yeah, quite a similar name, you know. Kjartan, Kjotve. With a, you know, secondary title, the Crow. Or, you know, maybe it was inspired by actual history. Wow, I don't know. That can't be, Nick. God forbid, an AC game inspired by history? What does the word come to? I only want to have fictional settings, otherwise I'm not really there for it. Alright, let's head to the assembly then. Could you imagine we got the Great Heathen Army in Valhalla? That would have been very epic indeed. I only really hear mention of it.
I found your sail and the mark of the goods Bjorn claimed were ours. His lies are already falling apart.
You've done well, but I fear what you have found may not be enough to convince the Assembly. What will you do?
I will demand a Manyapnata and declare my own deeds as evidence that my word holds more weight than Bjorn's. His reputation cannot compete with ours.
A sound plan. I have rallied the wives to our cause and prayed to the gods. Even if you lose, my silver-tongued warrior, the women will make the Assembly see reason.
I see my heart beats as fiercely as ever.
Go now. Reclaim our honor.
Forsetti, bless me as I defend my honor.
It looks really cool actually, the interior here. You're telling me Uhtred is not a Templar agent? What? Not quite.
Thorstein Oathbreaker! Come to beg forgiveness with your tail between your legs!
Men of the Assembly, Bjorn claimed the sail I sold him was rotten. But I have found Gunhilda's work hidden, and the sail he claimed was mine came in sea-soaked wood from Notfall. He sought to ruin my reputation to cover up his poor trade, all so he could claim Harold's favor as his own.
Thorstein, if what you say is true, Bjorn is guilty of lying, injury to your reputation, and of an arrogance that could have led to the death of his crew and yours. Yet he was the one to bring you before the Assembly. So now you must choose. How will you defend your honor?
We will have combat aplenty across the sea. I choose the Manyapnatur.
Come then. My tongue is as sharp as my blade. Declare yourself worthy, if you can. I'm the finest of navigators, at home on the sea.
Yet the ships and the rations were handpicked by me.
True, but I was the first to be picked for this crew.
And Harold sought me when he already had you.
How can he believe you are the better choice? You're playing him for a fool. You're a liar, a thief, and a braggart, a pest!
My worst is still better than you at your best.
No truer words have ever been spoken. It's a shame I have to step in. It's clear that Thorstein is the one who has been wronged. It is my suggestion that Bjorn be removed from my expedition and exiled, never to return. His lands and trade goods will be forfeit, gone to pay the costs of finding another navigator with so little time to spare.
No, Harald.
Do not draw more of my wrath upon yourself. I could have named you a murderer and demanded your death.
What say you, men of Stavanger? Do you accept the terms put forth by Harald Jarl?
We choose exile.
Exile.
Exile! Then it is decided. Now come, Thorstein. We have a navigator to find.
Thorstein's reputation is restored, as is his position in Harald's good graces. Björn, sentenced to exile, no longer poses a threat to Thorstein and Gunhilda's honor and household. And that finishes the first quest. Oaths and honor. And we're gonna immediately jump to the next one here, for faith and fire. Brother Erich awakens on his first day at the Hour of Eli, ready to integrate himself into the monastic life. His quiet peace broke by an unexpected turn of events. The young monk is plunged into the depths of despair, beyond all help. Thank you for the lurk, Ave. Brother Erich begins the first day as a monk in the monastery on the Hour of Eli. Unaware of the ebb and flow of power, Erich has only one goal, making a good first impression. (870) Hour of Eli, Anglo-Saxon Britain.
Brother Elrich, awaken.
I'd best not keep the abbess waiting.
And that hairstyle really never has to make a comeback. But it's truly one of the most ugly hairstyles ever created. No way Britain looked so tropical instead of rainy. Tropical? That's the first time I heard Valhalla described England as tropical. Usually everyone is like, it looks so grim and dark, and I just want to play Origins and Odyssey because it looks so tropical and vibrant. But honestly, I like how they created England in this game. I do like the darker tone it has sometimes, but at the same time it's also heavily romanticized. They actually took inspiration from romantic paintings, like from famous German painter Caspar David Friedrich, who used to paint like abandoned monasteries, for instance, but also coastlines and yeah, very nature heavy paintings. We talk about the starting cutscene for the quest. Did you see the trees? Looks very Mediterranean. We're gonna have a look here in a sec again once we're outside. But actually on the topic, let me see real quick. But yeah, on the topic of flora and trees and stuff, there's 2 videos. One very long interview with one of the art directors. The second one is like a shorter 6-minute video behind the scenes stuff, where they kind of like explain the use of like vegetation in this game, if you're interested in seeing that. It's more of a too long didn't watch type video.
So I'll let you sleep through the dawn prayer.
Good morning, Abbess. Thank you.
Now, the sun is rising. You must not miss Prime.
I appreciate the reprieve and the awakening.
Call it a weakness. Your father's name will be a stone around your neck in Ely. You've a difficult path ahead of you, I'm afraid.
Yes, Abbess.
Well, there's nothing to be done about it. Better you prove yourself early than risk becoming the subject of gossip.
I will, Abbess.
You may break your fast in the kitchen with the others once your prayers are concluded. We don't frown on piety here, brother. Should you wish to stay at chapel to pray to the Lord once your duties are concluded, you may be assured that food will be available to you, as long as you go to the kitchen before terce.
That's mid-morning?
Precisely, my son.
I must not miss Prime.
Yet the scriptures... These scriptures are there as a guide, my son. When reading them, we...
What is monastic prayer? It consists primarily of psalms supplemented by hymns, reading and other prayers, and antiphons prayed at fixed prayer times. Together with the Mass, it constitutes the official public prayer life of a church. The liturgy of the house also forms the basis of prayer within Christian monasticism. The liturgy of the hours, I mean. The liturgy of the hours, Latin Liturgia Horarum, or Divine Office, Latin Officium Divinum, or Work of God, Latin Opus Dei, or canonical hours, often referred to as the breviary, is the official set of prayers marking the hours of each day and sanctifying the day with prayer. Hey there, Kumar, welcome in. How's it going? In the practice of Christianity, canonical hours mark the divisions of a day in terms of fixed times and prayer at regular intervals.
Pater noster, qui es in caelis, sanctificetur nomen tuum. Adveniat regnum tuum. Fiat voluntas tua, sicut in caelo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitti nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris. Et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen.
Knock knock. Hey there, Rod, welcome in, dude. Hey there, brother Senny. Hey there, dude, how's it going? Hope you have a nice evening and night. Hope you had a great rest with A in isolation today. And yeah, welcome to AC Valhalla. We're currently just doing the discovery tours, because there's 4 discovery tour missions set before the start of the main game. So, yeah, we're kind of like currently been jumping into the shoes of a monk here. Taking in the godly graces, as you can see. Rocking the most amazing hairstyle ever. One I hope never makes a comeback. Neglect these small details like grass growing through stone stairs and ivy hanging from brick walls of the abbey. You think we're going for such to look to show how much buildings went into this repair and ruined since Romans abandoned Britain. That's true as well. You know, would definitely have been difficult to renovate and keep up with, you know, kind of like keeping the buildings in use and be able to be used. Something also happening today sometimes, you know, that churches can't be maintained anymore in some places. That's actually good, like in some cities, we actually use churches now for like, you know, public events instead, or for like markets even or something. So they can be, you know, maintained and not taken down or like completely abandoned. But yeah, the Romans definitely realized at some point that it wasn't worth it anymore. Especially given how often Britain was invaded, you know, by outside forces. Was like at some point just like, okay, fuck it. We have enough, you know, territory as it is. We don't need Britain. But going great, thanks. Stream went well, you finished the 2 DLC based on the first Alien, and then did a few hours of the main game. What stylish way of doing a T-pose. That's right, it's actually just a mocap kind of like pose they were doing. This is spawn T-pose position. But that's great to hear, dude. I'm glad you had a good time. That you also finished the 2 DLCs as well. That in Britain was in fact most irrelevant province. They had no gain from it, only loss. Yeah, definitely something where you had to like balance, you know, is it really worth it? And at some point it wasn't really anymore. Hey there, Mita, welcome in. Hello there, Vikinger. Hello there, Drenga. How's it going? Hope you're having a nice weekend. And I'm doing very well, thank you for asking, Mita. Having a nice weekend over here. Starting with our playthrough of Valhalla. However, we're currently just doing the discovery tours, because historically they take place before the main game. So right now we're in the shoes of a monk. In the hour of Ellie.
Time to eat. And there she was an abbess.
Are you well, Brother Oswin?
We must have silence at the Lord's table.
Brother!
Very well. Take him to the infirmary if you must. But the bishop shall hear of your defiance.
Wow, seriously? It's like, it's more important you that we're quiet than someone like literally choking to death.
Sanctes is einer shockers. Well, idi that moat dogan.
But it was cool to do the DLC because you hadn't for a few years. The first one gives you the option of choosing from 3 characters, including Alien Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver. But you didn't play the other 2 characters for it before, so that was good to get some different dialogue from the interactions. That's really cool, so something you haven't done really before. Bit of a fresh experience there with the 2 additional characters. That's great, especially, you know, given that you played the game a couple times already. Oh, very nice, Amita. That sounds like a good day, you know, getting like some chores done. Also getting some good rest as well. Will you be playing anything today, Amita?
No one is war. Who's on your way to swear there?
Exactly, Rod. It's like, how dare you interrupt me by dying? So inconsiderate of you. Yeah, that's true. Like, this monk is worse than any librarian. It's also wearing a hood. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Tell me, Oswin, where does it hurt? Everywhere, brother. It's like there's fire in my veins. I will find a way to ease your pain. I promise.
Hey, Lucinda, welcome in. And good day to you. Hope you have a nice morning so far. And a good weekend. I'm doing very well, thank you. Having a nice extended weekend over here. Been starting my Valhalla playthrough. And yeah, currently just doing the discovery tours. Because they are historically before the main game starts. At least the first 4 of them. And yeah, currently we are playing as a monk in England on our first day in the monastery. I kind of like written with a more historical authenticity approach. And have also been reviewed by different professors and doctors of history. But they're a bit different than the other discovery tours in like Origins or Odyssey, which were more like museum tours. These are more like actual like stories with a cast of characters. Hell yeah, Amita, that's awesome. I definitely hope you have a good, weekend and lots of enjoyment. That sounds good as well, Amita. Anything you play like on your own, like off stream? That you wouldn't really stream? Yeah, honestly, I still haven't done all of the discovery tours in Valhalla. Back when it launched, I played apparently through 1 to 5 here. But I still haven't played the last 3, so it's gonna be my first time playing those ones. And I definitely collected quite a few like codex entries, but there's still a couple more that I would maybe like to get in this playthrough as well. I'll try to catch up on some that I haven't collected yet. Also, hey Vegislik, welcome in, dude. Thank you so much for the raid. And welcome in, raiders. How was your stream today? Right, listen, I'm doing like a no hard speedrun. An hour and I'm already in England. You know, we've definitely been taking our time. Still only on the second Discovery Tour mission here. And right at the start too. So who knows, maybe the whole stream is just gonna be Discovery Tours today. Because there's 4 missions total I have to get through. Before I can even start playing as Eivor. Hey there, Cage, welcome in. Did I know that people eat jellyfish? No. But I know that SpongeBob really likes jellyfish jam, though. That's the only thing I know. Yeah, no, I didn't know that people actually ate jellyfish. I never had it myself, at least. Have you ever tried it? You're procrastinating your weekend chores, Lucinda. That's definitely fair too, you know. Especially after like a week of work and stuff, you probably just wanna do some other stuff. Are you actually starting the Little Nightmares game this weekend, Lucinda? I think I saw an announcement a couple days back or so. Oh, very cool, Amita. So playing some Witcher. Hell yeah. A bit of Gwent, maybe? I mean, one always has to play Gwent when playing Witcher, right? But that sounds good, Amita. I hope you have a great time with it. Are you going for like any particular build with Garrett? So I guess like we're playing currently for the discovery tours of Valhalla. Because historically they take place before you take control of Eivor. Eivor's story actually starts in 872, however the first Discovery Tour mission starts 6 years before that point. But this one we have now finished. Now we're in the year 870 and we're playing as the monk brother Erich on our first day in the monastery. And yeah, then we still have 2 more missions, so we have to build ourselves a proper ship here, I think, and finally leave for England. Then we do pretty much the same thing as Eivor, preparing to leave for England. Also, Sona, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you very much. And how's it going? Welcome in. Hope you enjoy all the emotes and other benefits. It's like you're almost done with the 3rd Ace Attorney. So how's that going for you? Are you liking it? Imagine Rod, the Monk's Creed. Just use holy water. I guess if you were like hunting, I don't know, vampires or like werewolves or something. Maybe that could work. Ah, very cool, Lucinda. That sounds good. So more of a shorter game then. That'll be perfect. Get done in one stream. Nice, Rod. A Gwent mode. Exactly, Amita. It's like an unwritten rule, but every time someone says you want to play a round of cards, you just have to say nothing and just nod silently. Oh, very nice one, like an alchemy focused playthrough. I do love using alchemy in Witcher and getting my toxicity like really high, so I can just, you know, drink endless of potions and like decoctions and stuff. Can we do parkour archery and stealth kills as a monk? Not too sure. I think our stealth and combat capabilities are kinda somewhat limited. Oh yeah, Mita, which Netflix series do you mean? Are you talking about The Last Kingdom? Yeah, totally fair, Gislik. But yeah, the Discovery Tours always have like a non-combat approach. Same for Origins and Odyssey. You can't attack anyone. You can, however, run into civilians and really piss them off. So you can mess with guards or civilians that way. But yeah, there's like no actual like damage or anything inflicted. The accent. Ace Attorney, it's full of no you in court as always. Classic. It's like, I accuse you of one thing. Or actually, I'm gonna accuse you back of the same thing that you accuse me of. Uno reverse card initiated. I see a meter. It would be cool to at some point do like a sign focus build. I've never actually done it before. Like really focus entirely on signs. I usually always kind of like do a bit of a, yeah, like a hybrid build. Just getting like some core alchemy skills to raise toxicity and stuff. Maybe focus on like one sign, like upgrading that really well. And the rest into like attack. But yeah, using like the Griffin set or something and like fully focusing on signs could be quite powerful. Especially, of course, once you get to upgrade the signs further in the DLCs. There's this one upgrade for the art, where it basically freezes enemies as well when using art. So if you have upgraded art to like a really long range and like around you instead of just in front of you, then you can just freeze everyone in the vicinity. And then if you have a really fast reload cooldown time, then you can use it again, and anyone who's still frozen has a chance of just immediately exploding and dying. So essentially you can just like spam that art combo and everyone's gonna die pretty much eventually, instantly. Those are one of my favorite things to do when I've upgraded my art like that. Hey there, Tyler, welcome in. And how's it going? Long time lurker here, just want to say you love my playthroughs of the AC games and you love Assassin's Creed. It's your favorite video game ever, lots to learn from these games if you study them deeply. Absolutely, Tyler. Yeah, there's much to learn. And many unknowns on the horizon. But yeah, cheers to it, I really appreciate the kind words. I'm glad you're enjoying the playthroughs. And really appreciate the lurks as well. Yeah, just for the same reason, one of my favorite, or it is my favorite series of games. The different historical settings, you know, and once you also learn a bit about behind the scenes and how much effort they actually put into them, it really gives you another sense of appreciation. But yeah, it's one of those reasons why I also like playing the discovery tours or like reading the databases. Because it gives you even more insight into the, you know, history of these games, but also lore-wise, of course. Anyways, let's deliver the guy who pretty much choked to death here.
I must find the monk in charge. Father Bertwald, was it?
Nice clipping.
I hope you can treat that patient yourself. God, in his infinite wisdom, only gave me 2 hands.
The patient speaks of fire in the veins, Father.
An uncommon ailment, and one I don't know by heart. The scribes often copy remedies in the scriptorium. You may be able to find something there to aid you. But if not, Sister Winifred will be able to help.
Yes, Father. Scriptorium. Right, I remember where that was.
The scriptorium, that's gonna become quite important for one of the historical games we're playing at the end of medieval times, like an early Renaissance era, which is gonna be Pentiment. Play as a painter in that game. It has to kind of like discover or investigate a murder. But yeah, you start working in the scriptorium in a monastery to work on your kind of like final work, I guess, before you're like a master painter or something. It's amazing how historically accurate the games are. Instead of reading a history book, you can just play these games. It's definitely a good starting point for historical research. Because, well, of course, for lore and gameplay reasons, you know, they can't always 100% depict what maybe happened one-to-one. Knowing what's happened and why they chose to depict something different in the games can also lead to, you know, a very good understanding as well of the time. But yeah, they definitely put lots of resources and research into these games before creating them. Especially on Ubisoft Montreal's side. You thought Rocket League was my favorite game? Yeah, one of my favorite multiplayer games it is. I hope I get the day I deserve. Well, thank you, Sona. Are the monks always boarding men? Yeah, I think that's done on purpose. It's like an actual hairstyle. They just shave themselves on the top. It's like the holy sheen or something. Something about feeling the hand of God on their head. Could be. I mean, there's also like blessings, you know, that priests can give to people, and they usually lay their hand on your head. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with that, to be honest. But who knows, you know, maybe since a priest is a representation of God's graces, you know, having like a more direct contact on your head could have also a meaning. So if you're not boarding, they shave the top of their heads. You didn't know that? Yeah, not sure 100% either, to be honest. What's the exact reason for it? But yeah, it's definitely done on purpose for. I mean, do you like that you hear when you use other potions as well in Witcher 3 instead of using Swallow all the time? It's like having 20 healing potions if you upgrade them or to superior versions. That's true as well. It also means you can maybe, you know, have another potion slot for, you know, one of the potions you might want to use instead a bit more often during combat. So a Russian Orthodox, but that's what you picked up from the monks who shaved their heads but left a ring a hair. I gotcha. That's really cool. I've been to a couple Orthodox churches when I visited Romania many years back. But yeah, personally, I also grew up religiously, but I grew up evangelic, Protestantic wo. So I'm not really well versed in like Orthodox or Catholic as much. But yeah, I have a more ambivalent relationship to religion though. Like even though I got raised in it, and I can understand, you know, the beliefs behind it, the appeal of it. I'm not really much of a believer myself though. But I believe in religious freedom, you know. Everyone should be able to believe in what they want to believe in. And everyone should be able to accept what others want to believe in as well, as long as it doesn't bring harm upon others.
Can I help you, brother?
Clasp in the upper part of the belly or in the nether. Make a sore inflation of the inwards. frequent and often bloody evacuation due to infirmity of a rope gut or collar, boasting even more other tokens of the century.
No.
Oath Hickey. The eye is yellow where it should be red, for men a yellow-blackish facial look, for women a livid red countenance. Both are among the tokens of devilish affliction and elven mischief.
No. No.
Listen, most of what you know about religions is from media, video games, movies, etc. That's totally fair as well, you know. You don't really have other like connecting like points. And that's of course, you know, one of the main forms of media that people have to learn about things they might not have come into contact with prior. Vivid pain of a sight, very strong and vicious fever, a heap of sore on either side, frequent cough and dryness of the tongue. Both tokens or any akin to them convey the presence of a liver disease. Or maybe this?
Oh, let me just... Ah, no.
No? Okay. The yellow disease. The sudden growth of humor, either red, white, yellow or black. The body gains in bitterness and becomes as yellow as the good silk. Swarthy veins under the tongue, both tokens you will associate to jaundice. Ah yeah, the great humoral theory, something that was very big until just a few hundred years ago. You know, that basically one humor was like you could have too much blood, you know, which meant you had to lose blood, you know, by, for example, bloodletting. Which is where the whole, like, you know, for example, using leeches as like a medical therapy came from. Because, yeah, sometimes it was believed, you know, that there's just too much of it apparently in your body. And that creates issues. So now I grew up with your elders and the old way. I see. Yeah, that's a thing, right? Like religious... Yes, it is. It is a state of mind. But yeah, that's the thing with religion, right? Often it's just something that's like, you know, part of like, you know, being raised up, I guess. Especially with so many like rituals in religion, you know, that already involve kids and even as early as like, you know, being like a baby or something. It's like very much a choice that parents often make for their children. The Senayoda family is religious, but your parents were kind of black sheep of each of their families, so you and your brother did not have much exposure to religious things. That's definitely fair as well, you know. But you wouldn't get too much in contact with it then. The Camel of Hermes. Wait, you caught you the Camel of Hermes? Of course. Youth is a state of mind. You'll be more than satisfied. You always get that NPC quote after the changes. So Christmas is January 7th and New Year's is the 14th. Interesting. So 2 weeks later. Hey, Automato. It's definitely one of my favorite quests in Origins. You know, quite lighthearted. And it's also, you know, good, I think, that you kind of like give like Hilaros a new like occupation, I guess, you know. But he ends up being like the bodyguard for Bravo. I think that's more something that he should be doing in his kind of like age. And having like fights on the street. Not later, you go by the old calendar. Okay. So it's like so what's like the main difference then between the calendars? Sorry for my ignorance. I think the last time I learned about those calendars was in like religion class in like school. Not so true, it's one of your favorites. It's funny because the first guy you knock out will still be on the ground, writhing in pain even after the quest is completed. Really? I never realized. Would be funny to just come back a couple quests later and he's like still, you know, laying on the ground. Completely exhausted and in pain. One is true, others false. Right.
No luck. I'll have to ask Sister Winifred. Sister Winifred! I've looked but can't find a remedy. Tell me, what is the cure for fire in the veins?
A dire challenge, indeed. Oak's recipe for pain should aid us here. You will need double brewed ale, honey, feverfew, and wormwood. Though with the raids nearby of late and the early first frost, you may have trouble with the latter.
Is there anything that can replace it?
Well, I have heard that dust from a relic can have miraculous properties. We're blessed here in Ely to have several. Perhaps if you gather some, the saints will intercede on your patient's behalf.
Thank you, sister. God bless you. Double brewed ale, honey, feverfew, and the dust of a relic. Should be simple enough.
Why did her voice sound so weird and robotic? It sounded like half robot, half human or something.
They might have ale in the kitchens. One found. 3 to find. The relics are kept at the back of the chapel.
Julian and Gregorian are the two different names. I see, yeah. And actually see real quick. Okay, so the main difference is more like in how they treat the leap years then. Depending on by what it can be divided. But is this England or the US? White fever view is one of the herbs in Red Dead 1 and 2. Ah, that's right, yeah. That's true. Yeah, who knows, you know, maybe it's like one of those things that have been like brought over. Or maybe it just grows on either side. Or maybe we're just in the US. Also, hey, the Bioshock, welcome in. And how's it going? Hope you have a nice weekend.
That's 2. Halfway done.
Parkour. No 4 damage.
The nuns had set up to gather honey round here. Do I just take it? Or...
Careful, brother. You wouldn't want to get stung. The bees jealously guard their golden hoard.
I need honey for a remedy. Can you help me?
Of course. Take the honey from the table. I'll gather more for the others.
Thank you, sister. God bless you.
Jesus Christ, what have they done with their voices? They sound so robotic. Sounds kind of like uncanny.
And that's the 3rd. Now for the last.
Yeah, it really sounds like AI voice, not gonna lie. But not even a good AI voice. Imagine all the dialogue and voices are just AI. The parkouring monk confirmed. Classic.
Feverfew grows best in full sun. And hopefully far from the sisters' bees. What does feverfew look like again?
Good morrow, brother. What brings you to the woods?
Good morrow. Do you know where I could gather feverfew or wormwood?
No wormwood left this season. As for feverfew, no small white daisies are what you seek.
Thank you, brother. God bless you. I have everything I need. Now to mix it.
Definitely different voice for a woman. The Animus voice. It definitely sounds quite artificial. Not gonna lie. Dude. Sona. Thank you so much for gifting 10 gift subs to the community. That's very kind of you. You didn't have to do that, Sona. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, it's gonna be a bunch of alerts now. Bear with me for a sec. I must also check something real quick. Brought not the bees. Not the bees indeed. Artificially inept. But I see lots of community members also having received the gift sub here, so that's amazing. But yeah, congrats everyone who got a gift sub. Ofi, AC, Charles, Cobra, Kratos, Arthur as well, Meow, Few as well, Alanayana, and Babs. Very cool. I got a bunch of different members of community as well who received some. That's always great to see. Yeah, congratulations everyone on the gift subs. Not sure who who of them is here today, but I definitely have seen Ava, of course, earlier here. Oh, thank you, Sona. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you also for the kind words. Nick, you missed the glitch sound effect. Haven't heard it in ages. Brings back memories. That's right. That was one of the sounds you had as well, wasn't it? In fact, I saw the glitch theme the first time on your channel, I believe. At least like before, you know, set up with the alerts and everything. You'll offer the alert intended to make it a text tone. Sure, yeah. I can send you the sound files if you want. For the alerts. If you want to have them as like a raw file. That's right, Nick. Yeah, kind of like mix and match them to my liking a little bit. I like use my favorite aspects of both packs, I guess.
Sister Winifred brought me the recipe from the scriptorium. And now I am delighted to discover you know the use of the mixing bench too. Would that God had sent you to me sooner? The infirmary would be in far better shape.
I spent many summers mixing poultices for the townsfolk in Canterbury.
Then I shall observe and hopefully learn some new tricks of my own. What was the first ingredient in Sister Winifred's remedy?
Ale from the kitchen.
The first ingredient is double brewed ale.
Which two ingredients did you gather in the forest?
Feverfew and honey.
It was feverfew and honey to ease the throat.
What did Sister Winifred suggest you substitute for the final ingredient?
Dust from a relic.
Dust from a relic is said to cure many ills.
Ah yeah, the classic dust remedy.
This should ease Brother Osween's pain.
Manure, imagine. Yeah, just put a bunch of shit in there. Surely that's gonna help. Very nutritious. Brings the expression eat shit on another level. Spiderwebs and worms, great combo. A kiss from the abbot. Now that's the secret recipe, indeed. That's one only the highest of priests can have access to. Now that I actually released version 3 as well. In fact, Glitch is the most popular overlay pack. Really? I didn't realize that there was a third version. Because it wasn't overly long since I had a look at the website. And I didn't see it there. But definitely have to check it out. Because the glitch themes have definitely been my favorite of them. Rot got jinx. Now I can't say anything anymore. Requiescat in pace.
Here, brother. Drink this. It will ease your pain.
Thank you, brother. I can feel it working already. How fortunate I am that God sent you in my time of need.
Rest now. Soon you'll be back on your feet.
Brother Elrich, you must come at once.
What's the matter, brother?
Do you not hear the bells? The abbess requires your presence at chapel immediately.
I'll go as soon as I'm done helping Brother Oswin.
No, you must go now. Hurry!
I hope the abbess will tell me what's going on.
This guy isn't suspicious at all. Like, the YouTube channel has amazing OBS and streaming tutorials. It's really good source. I only ever watched the videos that actually went into like setting up these streamer packs. But yeah, maybe I should actually look at some of the other videos. It's like a good, you know, resource. Brother Jerome, you imposter. You're King Alfred. It's a mix-up.
Abbess, what is happening?
Come with me, Brother Elrich. The heathens are on their way, and we must secure the relics before they approach.
Then we shall all flee together?
No, brother. The others prepare to fight. Collect the reliquary, please.
Ah yeah, the classic Viking attacks are coming. Better secure the relics and value boats.
Forgive me, blessed saints, but I must carry you from your place of rest.
Hey there, Stanley, welcome in. Das ist Apples Happy Apple. Ah, that's right, Nick. Yeah, you might have actually. That was a while ago when I set up my audio ducking. Heathens, infidel, thief, you are filth. All the insults.
Abbess, don't leave me!
Now come, we have no time to spare. Take the relic to your father. Our families may share no love, but we are of a mind when it comes to the Lord. He will know what to do.
That man is a stranger to me.
As was our Lord Jesus Christ when he died on the cross for our sins. Help often comes from unexpected hands, brother. Now, follow quickly. Into the catacombs. Remain swift and silent.
Oh, this is the other side of the conflict here. In 5 seconds, they're probably running around screaming, Fluga!
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters.
But yeah, that's a pretty shit first day here. As a monk. Already getting attacked by Vikings. His flight ensured by the abbess's sacrifice, Brother Erich is alone with a precious relic in his possession. To reach King Alfred's court, he will have to cross Viking ravaged lands and pray he is not discovered. requescat in pace to the other monks and abbesses. I'm gonna explore here because unfortunately we've been having some really weird performance issues that I never really had before when streaming Valhalla. Now that could be because of two things potentially. As you can see, I have like really weird like stuttering issues today for some reason. I'm gonna disable the upsampling here. Gonna change it to default. See if that maybe helps here. If not, it might be related to enhanced broadcasting on OBS that I'm using. In that case, I would have to restart the stream. Have a look if that maybe does anything. Yeah, there's still some stuttering issues here. Okay, I'm gonna try something different then. Let's disable this. And that. I'm gonna have a look as well if I can maybe change some streaming settings in OBS here while I'm still live. Lucinda, you've got to get off your lazy butt. It's almost noon here. Have a great rest of your stream if you don't make it back. No worries whatsoever, Lucinda. I hope the chores go well and that they're done quickly so you can enjoy the rest of the weekend and just do what you want. And yeah, thank you so much for being here as well. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great weekend and I'll probably catch you tomorrow for some Little Nightmares too. And yeah, for those of you that haven't checked out the Cinder before, there's a shout out in chat. Thank you so much, Rod, for giving it to the Cinder. The Cinder is playing all kinds of different games. A big fan of first-person shooter games like Bioshock, but also first-person stealth games like Dishonored. A big fan also of Resident Evil, but currently she's playing some Red Dead Redemption 2. But also gonna be starting and likely finishing Little Nightmares 2 tomorrow. So yeah, if you wanna have a look at another channel this weekend, then definitely have a look tomorrow on Twitch for Lucinda. Playing a bunch of that. And that's no worries of a shout out, Lucinda either. More than happy to give you one. Okay, hold on. Let me also do this here. Yeah, why is the performance so shit today? I have no idea. It might really be because of the enhanced broadcasting, because technically it enables the encoding on the streamer side. Of like the different resolutions, I guess, for Twitch. So maybe that's just a bit too much. But yeah, it's way laggier than usual. So what I'm gonna do is, now that we finish the second chapter here, I'm gonna go and take a break and go offline for like 10 minutes or so. And I'm gonna do a quick stream test with some different encoder settings and see if that solves it. And then we're gonna go and try to still finish the next two missions here of the Discovery Tour. Seaworthy and Into the West, so going back to Norway. But yeah, I want to address this because it's a bit rough to play with these stutters, and I also saw on stream that some of it kind of came through. So yeah, want to address this now and then come back with the game again. No worries, Sona. Thank you for being here for this stream. If you don't make it back for the next one, that's no worries either. Thanks again for being here, and thanks again also for the subscription earlier and all the gift subs as well. Brought Ubisoft updated their servers to Quad A quality. Ah yeah, Ubisoft. It seems like there's a new headline and news article every day right now with like the next kind of like scandal or like, you know, bullshit kind of like statement that they've made. But yeah, apparently the director of marketing has now also blamed gamers for being indecent humans or something. It is Stanley, yeah. That was the Discovery Tour. There's different kind of like story-based missions in this one for Valhalla. It's a bit different than Origins and Odyssey, where you had like more museum-style tours. In this game in Valhalla, it's more like actual story missions with like a full cast and stuff. The next headline might be Ubisoft bought by Tencent. That's true as well. Yeah, I mean, they already have like some shares of Ubisoft apparently, but supposedly, you know, the Guillemot family is like looking into maybe selling those parts, like further parts and shares to Tencent. And that honestly doesn't sound like an appealing idea to me. Probably just means, you know, more live service, more microtransactions. And who knows, you know, what it might mean about the identity of Assassin's Creed going forward. My mic is also going crazy. That might be because I have a window opened and the church is currently ringing. Like the church bells are ringing for 6 o'clock here. Maybe that's why it's sounding a bit crazy. Microtransaction creed, nothing is cheap, everything is expensive. Yes, that sounds like a good next step for Ubisoft. There's like an electrical noise in the background. So is it still there right now? When I'm like talking right now? Yeah, so it must have been the church bells, to be honest. Maybe they made it sound like that. Who else is playing Valhalla? Who's playing Valhalla right now? Maxi? Ooh, nice. Well, if he's still streaming when I'm ending my stream later, then we can definitely check out his playthrough. Also, since already here, I kind of forgot to resize all of my AC windows here. Yeah, this one isn't really properly sized either. That's better. Okay. Either way, I'm gonna go and end the stream here. I'll be back in like 10 minutes after a short test here to see if everything works out. And then, if everything works out, we're gonna be back with the next 2 discovery tours. So yeah, I will catch you guys in just a bit. Alright, so we are back, and yeah, I think the issue was with enhanced broadcasting enabled. I think it was just a bit too much on my graphics card to handle at this point with the game and stream, and then, you know, that also. But yeah, good to know that that's kind of like the limit here. That's no worries. The game will run and look just fine without the enhanced broadcasting. But yeah, so just to make sure, we're gonna go and run around here a bit. But yeah, looks a lot smoother now, fortunately. So that will also make it a bit less rough for me to play with as well. So either way, we're gonna go and start the next quest here, which means going back to Norway and still being in the year 870 CEVO. Gonna go and jump back into the shoes of Thorstein. Returns home after 5 years of raiding. Reunited with his wife, he wants nothing more than to sail west and build a life with her. But to do so, he will need the support of Harald, who may not be willing to let him leave. Thanks, Rod. Welcome back as well to you. Hammers and Thorstein. Indeed. Seaworthy. While the years at sea have brought Thorstein great riches, they have also taken their toll. He wants to give up raiding, but to do so he needs Harald's permission, something the young Jarl is unlikely to give. Alrekstad, Norway, 870 current era.
So I pried the book from his hands and tore the covers off to bring home. I'll be able to afford another slave this harvest season, at the very least.
These Saxons and their books. You'd think they were more precious than their own lives, but if no one lives to speak of what's written down, who will remember it?
Not to speak of how they treat their dead. Putting bones or pieces of wood inside golden boxes. How this honors their god, I'll never understand.
Waiting won't make it any easier.
Thorstein, the hero of many tales.
Right, Rod. It's like, hey, Sigmund. And even this Bard is voiced by Magnus Brun as well.
I could not let you pass without experiencing the sting of your wit.
Sure. Let's flight.
The mood I'm in, you'd best hope for a stinging rather than a lashing.
Then let's begin. On the Isle of Ely, great riches were won.
A victory some of us wish were undone.
Oh, intriguing and well spoken. I've heard of your legend, your grace and prowess.
You said it yourself. I've no need to impress.
The merchant with the silver tongue strikes again. It's a shame Harald Jarl outshines you so brightly.
He outshines us both. He's so sprightly.
Weak, I'm afraid. How disappointing.
I trust you have been stung enough for now.
I have no idea what sprightly even means, to be honest. Timing of a burp after his laugh. There's lots of burps here for sure. There seem to be more burps than in the main game. Even the women are burping really deep here. More historically accurate confirmed.
Thorstein! You've been far from our shores, but never my thoughts.
There's something I must say, my Jarl.
So formal. Did the crossing scour our friendship from your mind?
It did not. It's only by friendship that I'm brave enough to speak.
Tell me then. I'm listening.
I tire of raiding Harold. I want to settle where there's rich, dark soil for the taking. I want to make a place of our own where I can live out my days with my wife.
You're young yet, my friend. Plenty of time to grow old with a bouncing infant on its knee.
No, my Jarl. I've delayed too long already. Today I search for a ship.
I have none to spare.
Then I shall purchase one.
Commission, perhaps. I hope this folly of yours can withstand a year's wait.
If that is what it takes. It is no slight to you, my Jarl. My love for you has not waned, but my love for my wife only grows stronger with each absence. I hope you will bless my journey in time.
Go!
Gotta talk to the shipmaster. Ain't no such thing as bad ships or bad weather. Just bad shipmasters. Oh man, feels good playing this game not having like constant stutters. At least as bad as it was. I really didn't think that enhanced broadcasting would have such an impact.
We will have no help from our king.
And they're going to bring it all the way from Ekundersund?
Definitely not. My parents have never traveled farther than Notval, and they complained about the food the whole time.
Have you told them of your plans to sail west?
Not yet. They've woven sails for Thorstein before. No need for them to know that this time will be any different. Not until all our hard work has paid off. Well, how did it go with Harald?
Harold will not stand in our way, but neither will he help us.
Oh, at least he could give you his blessing.
He did not.
Oh, my love. He will come around. His love for you flows deep, but its pull is as strong as the tides.
I see you've made good on your promise to find us traveling companions at least.
This group of good-for-nothings? They're only here as ballast.
Ah, then finer ballast I've never seen. It's a good start, but we will need more men.
And the navigator. I know. I've gathered a list of names already.
Ah, my Lederstjarna. Ulla, it's been a long time.
It has. Time has hardened you, my friend, as it has me.
Imvolder, I need a ship. My wife and I leave for the land across the sea.
Harald won't pay for such a vessel, I'm sure. Did you really fill your pockets that well on your last raid?
I have gold enough to cover the cost.
Wood, sails, and all?
Gunhilda's family will provide the sail. The rest I will purchase.
Ah, you're a lucky man.
I know.
Speak with Skarga for a pine mast then, and yarn for the nails. Tell him I'll expect him to be on time with his deliveries in the future.
I'll see what I can do.
Are you looking for something?
Ingvaldur sent me.
Of course he did. He tried those nails from Avaldsnes, and I bet they fell apart in the salt water. I use nothing but pure iron, which is why he hates my prices. But at least you won't find yourself suddenly sailing in a bucket full of holes. Head inside the shop. You can take a box from the stack against the back wall. But tell him he'll have to pay up front if he wants more.
I'm the one funding the construction of this ship. You will be paid in full.
I have no doubt. Eventually. Ingvaldur makes ships that sing on the ocean waves. But mundane thoughts of silver and debt never seem to enter his mind. Don't worry, I'll talk to him. Go get your nails.
Ah yeah, you gotta place it exactly at the right spot. So that was alright. But like 1 centimeter further wasn't. It's always funny when that happens, you know, when you like have to deliver something, it's like just off by a tiny spot.
Thorstein, what brings you to my yard?
Ingvaldur sent me.
Oak or pine?
I'm sorry, what?
New to shipbuilding are you? Come with me. You'll learn better by doing. Use that axe to remove the bark from this log. Underneath, you will find silken pine, flexible and light, that will bend in the wind, perfect for a mast. Once you have a sense of the wood, come find me and I will show you another. Tap in the wedges gently. We want this log to split as straight as possible. That way, we will have long, hard boards of oak for the hull of your ship to protect you and your feeling. I'll wait for you over there.
Kinda waiting for this to actually split eventually, but I feel like it's never gonna. I don't think they actually made an animation for this.
Planning the wood ensures a tight fit between the boards, leaving no gaps or knots that might give way in the middle of the sea. The smoother the joins, the smoother your journey. Now, which type of wood did Melder send you for?
Was it oak?
Oak, I think.
I believe you may be mistaken, friend. Luckily, I have the patience of Baldur himself.
Then why did you ask me?
You won't forget again, will you?
Okay, I didn't pay attention to that. Pine it is then.
Pine for a mast.
I'll send your new mast to the shipyard as soon as it's ready.
Finally you return. Now, there's one last step to take. Come with me. Which animal would you like best for your prow? I have 3 available, so you can choose the spirit that suits your intentions. You will also need to bring me a blessed charm to put inside the prow. But I won't need it for many months yet. Take a look and let me know if you have any questions.
Okay, so I have to make a choice here which one I want to have.
Tell me about the serpent.
The snake-headed prow will ensure you dominate the waves with disconcerting ease and great stability. Is this the prow you want?
I'm not sure.
Take your time.
Tell me about the horse.
The horse? A risky choice. But you can count on it to lead you quickly to port, with the proper ritual precautions, of course. Is this the prow you want?
I'm not sure.
Take your time.
Where's Floki when you need him? Just had a look. Is that from the Vikings TV show, the boat builder? I haven't seen that one yet, but it's supposed to be quite good. The horse better ask Marcos. Gonna name our ship Phobos.
Tell me about the elk.
The elk is associated with the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. For a new beginning in distant lands, it could be quite fitting. Is this the prow you want?
Yes, let's go for the elk.
Yes.
Excellent. Then we can get started.
Eikthyr, bless us on our journey to new lands and a new home.
Thorstein.
Yes, my Jarl.
I was childish before. In my joy at seeing you home, I wasn't ready to discuss your departure again so soon. Nor see you gone for good. Please, accept this with my blessing.
Unjo, the rune of kinship.
And why not? No man has been a truer brother to me than you. It has been an honor to have you in my félag, even if this leg of the trip will be shorter.
Seven months later.
The day has finally come.
I do something
Don't too soon.
Many
You
have come
do a
before
few
you,
things for me.
and many will
Everybody
come after.
wins.
Yet, when I die, it will be your friendship that I recall as I await the opening of Valhalla.
There, we will meet again.
Go then, and the winds take you swiftly to soft lands and great riches.
May your name never be forgotten.
Talking about Marcos. Nick the best shipbuilder. You keep forgetting names of different parts of a ship. Good thing this game exists. Not every day you hear about prow, stern, mast, etc. That's true. I'd also be definitely lost when it comes to like making out the different parts of a ship. Dr. Darling, everybody wins. We will meet in Valhalla. I mean, in Valhalla, everybody truly wins. At least if you're on the correct side. But it's just an illusion. But for one time, Marcos does not say everybody benefits. What a plot hole. No kidding. It's like an actual variation what he says. That can't be. You gotta reuse that exact same phrase every time. I'm doing really good, Absolution, thank you. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Playing a bit of a discovery tour here. Kind of like as a prequel story to the main game of Valhalla. It's kind of cool actually seeing Harald because he does play a major role in the first chapter in Norway for Eivor. In a way, Harald is the reason that Eivor and Sigurd actually leave for England.
A fine ship for a fine man.
And the finest craftsmanship I've ever laid eyes on. You have blessed us indeed.
I shall miss your scathing replies, Thorstein.
And I'll miss your insufferable arrogance.
God smile on you, my friend.
You still owe me for that last box of nails.
Imvolder told me he paid.
I'm just playing with you. Be well, Thorstein.
And you.
What a troll. Absolution just having fun playing Black Flag as Captain Jack Sparrow. Ah, nice. So you have the mod installed, which changes like the character model. That's really cool. Yeah, there's some pretty cool mods for Black Flag. Also, we can, you know, sail in a Man of War, I think, instead of the Jackdaw. Thank you for a follow, Prismatic Queen. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Why is the rum always gone? Because someone burned all of it to create a fire signal. The mod looks flawless. Yeah, it looked really cool. I had a look at all the different mods for Black Flag a while ago. Did the mod for Black Flag with Edward looking like Guybrush Threepwood from Monkey Island? Imagine. This actually has become much easier to exchange character models with a recent mod for all the different AC games. So that actually allows you to exchange character models even from like other games if you have the correct files. Much easier. So who knows if there's like a 3D game file for Guybrush Threepwood somewhere out there, then one might be able to pull it off. Your crews are skeletons. That's from one of the cheats in-game, isn't it? The skeletons thing? Or have you also modded that one? We're taking the rum to Isengard. Oh dear. I always have to think of a Dimitri meme, if you know about that one on YouTube. The rant about they're taking the hobbits to Isengard. Let me see if I can find it. That's one. Bro, that's awesome. You know what can be done by modders? Well, there's the guy in Witcher 3 who's a reference to Guybrush that could be used, I guess. Huh. I'm not even sure which one that was, because I think that might have went over my head. Given that I haven't played Witcher 3 too many times after I actually played Secrets of Monkey Island. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I remember that dude from the looks. I didn't realize that was actually a reference to Guybrush Threepwood. That's really cool. But yeah, I guess technically if you find his like character model file in the game, then you might be able to use it. Absolutely correct, use mods, and you have a black pearl as your jackdaw. That's really cool as well. Goes well with, you know, playing as Captain Jack Sparrow. I always love a black pearl as a ship when I watched those movies. But yeah, many did in those movies. It's kind of like funny how it's like a running gag that everyone wants to claim the ship for themselves, really. And how often it like changes hands as well. His name is Mancomb, which is also a reference to Monkey Island. That's true. Yeah. I remember that one. Dimitri, there's a parody of anything you can imagine. His debut fits into everything. That's true. It can be easily, you know, memed into like any kind of context if you don't understand the language. Yeah, and the character model looks really good actually for Jack Sparrow Absolution in the video that you posted. The physics on the hairs and stuff as well, actually. Monkey Island character is also an Uncharted 4 as an Easter egg, you believe? Huh. That's the only Uncharted game I've yet to play. At least of the major Uncharted games. I've only played 1 to 3 so far. AC Mirage comes out on Steam soon. Yeah, Ubisoft announced that they wanna bring their games back to Steam again. Very likely out of a desperation act, you know. Because of course they haven't made the money that they wanted to make. Ten AC games in 5 years, yeah. Also, hey the Brutus, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you have a nice weekend. Yeah, like multiplayer games, online games, remakes, maybe like an actual full-on fresh title like Hexe. But yeah, it's gonna be too many AC games to handle. How about they resurrect the servers for the older games? That's probably never gonna happen, unfortunately. I mean, I don't even care that much about multiplayer, even though it's also kind of like a bummer. What I care about most is that it's like actively locking you out of content that you have legally bought, you know? The same way that you couldn't access the Crew 1 anymore. When they turned down the servers, you can't have access to like certain DLC content. Oh, very nice, Brutus. I hope you had a good rest. And yeah, I'm doing quite well. We're playing a bit of Discovery Tour for Valhalla. The first couple of missions in the Discovery Tour are kind of like a prequel at least historically speaking, to the main game. So yeah, we're currently preparing to leave Norway for England. But not as Eivor, as like another Vikinger called Thorstein. But be half a development time for 10 parallel developed games. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of quality we can expect, you know, when we pump out at that rate. Obviously, it's like divided in different studios and stuff, but all of those studios are usually also working together for their games as well, right? It's not like one studio is working solo on one game. They all are helping out each other. So it's still, you know, gonna mean that they probably have like the work overload. Or bring back the multiplayer for Blacklist and Brotherhood. Yeah, I like the multiplayer of the older games. I played a bit of it when Brotherhood launched back then. But my most played like multiplayer online kind of like AC is definitely Unity with a co-op. And I mean, we can assume that it's gonna be taken down eventually too, you know. I reckon Black Flag is gonna be next and then Unity shortly afterwards. I didn't even know that Chaos Fury had a co-op, but also still haven't played that game. So could you like play through the entire game story like together, or was it like a separate mode independent from the story?
Treat her well, Thorstein.
Oh, my wife will make sure of it. I've never seen a woman more in love with a boat.
And I've never seen so fine a sail. If you ever return, I will have work for her.
And I can apprentice myself to Skaga. A sound plan.
Alright, it is time.
Your friend be a friend. Gift you return with gift. Laughter met with laughter, wise and willing. We can repay.
The relationship with Harold restored, Thorstein and Gunhilda sailed to Notfar to collect the rest of the crew. But a storm is brewing on the horizon, and to tame the treacherous waves they shall need a great sea rider indeed. Right, and there's gonna be one more mission into the west. In a race against time and the elements, Thorstein and Gunhilda must gather the final people and provisions and a new navigator for the journey across the sea, or risk losing everything for a dream that will never come to pass. Set in 871 and reviewed by Dr. Lucie Marbeau. Thorstein and Gunhilda's journey has ground to a halt as their proposed navigator abandoned them for another fleet. If they are to reach England before the winter storms arrive, they will need to find a navigator and replacement crew.
I can't take you with us, I'm not risking the lives of my men and wife to these sunstones.
You're making a mistake. With Frothy gone, I'm the best navigator you'll find this time of year, and you know it.
You've already deceived us once with your tales of magic pebbles. I'm not letting you steer us into rocks again. Without Frodo to guide you, you're as good as blind.
So you'd rather trust whales and winds than your own Fialachi? Bjorn was right about you. Try sailing across the sea in this weather. You won't get past the shore. Not without a skilled sailor.
You're absolutely right. I do need a navigator. But you weren't one to begin with.
The burn. That sounds really cool, Gisek. Sounds like they put a lot of thought and effort into the co-op to really make it seem like you have to work together actively to succeed. Because it's one thing, right? You can create like a co-op, but then you can still like do everything solo, mostly if you want to. But making it so you really have to actively work together, that's really cool. Also, hey there, Typical Puppet, welcome in. Thank you so much, dude, for the 20 months of resubbing. How's it going? I hope you have a nice weekend. Sigmund, more like Eivor. Given the climate, a cold burn event. That's true as well. That's probably worse of a burn. I do want to play the Splinter Cell games eventually. I think recently Ubisoft actually posted a concept art for the remake of Splinter Cell. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it was shared today actually. So yeah, that's actually something in development currently, the remake for Splinter Cell. I mean, the concept art, as always for Ubisoft games, looks really cool. But yeah, we have to see what actually happens with it. But yeah, either way, I wanna definitely also play the older Splinter Cell games eventually. Chaos Theory has actually been picked by Rod already. I think it was Chaos Theory. So that's a guaranteed game to come up eventually. But obviously, you know, better understand the series, I would like to play some of the early games as well. There's also the animated series for Netflix they had a teaser for. Huh. I'm not sure if I've seen that one actually yet. I don't think I did. How am I gonna do Pandora tomorrow? Is there any issue with playing that? They said a while ago they were changing the story. You imagine the parts related to China involved in the story? That would be really annoying. But yeah, that's the thing, right? Especially with Tencent having like a stronger stake. For instance, you know, Tencent also had their hands in Black Myth Wukong. And when content creators got like kind of like embargo guidelines and stuff, you know, like things they could do with the game and things they couldn't. It also said, I think, that they couldn't say anything negative about China or the government or something. So it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, they also try to not step on China's toes in the future again. Which is kinda weak. Pandora Tomorrow isn't digitally available. Ah. I wonder if I might have it already in my library, because I have a couple Splinter Cell games. Maybe prior before it got taken down? Or was it like never digitally available? Interesting, Rod. I mean, I like the art style. Obviously, you don't get to see too much yet. But I'll be interested. At least to giving it a try. Rod is weird though, because, and this is a spoiler for the game, but it turns out the Chinese general who's working with the main villain was acting on his own without sanction from the Chinese government, clearing China of any wrongdoing. Huh. Yeah, it's like, you know, as soon as anyone who's Chinese, who's like involved potentially with like a villain, you know, like that's already a no-go. Can't do that. It's ridiculous. Really, Kisek.
Well?
No good.
Froda's betrayal cuts deeper with each navigator we're forced to turn away.
He got an offer he couldn't refuse. Wouldn't you choose to sail with a great sea king given the chance?
I already am. Regardless, Froda broke his word. Now we have no navigator and no men in the middle of the sailing season. How are we supposed to cross the sea?
Trick is waiting for us in Notfall with our supplies. He might have heard of someone trustworthy.
Notfall folk dread the great waters more than a feral cat. They'll be of no use in the upcoming storm. No. I'll ask my mother. She knows everyone in Aekundarsund. I'll find a clan to join us there.
Is it wise for you to go? They might not agree to sail with a woman aboard.
I'm sure my charms will outweigh their fears.
But I guess it's time to sail the high seas then. Regarding game remake, knowing UB, they will probably reuse some assets from games such as R6 or even Watch Dogs due to some commonly shared gameplay mechanics which were taken from Splinter Cell originally. Definitely, yeah, they do like to reuse the assets. I mean, for the Black Flag remake that's confirmed, it's highly likely that they're gonna reuse stuff from Skull and Bones, you know. I mean, User Singapore, the guys behind the naval of Assassin's Creed and Skull and Bones, they're involved apparently in the remake as well, again. And they're very likely to reuse, you know, assets of that game. But yeah, then you really have to ask yourself, okay, are they gonna make it much, much better? They have to, because Skull and Bones was a bit of a disaster.
Trick looks busy with our supplies. Good man.
I'll be off then, to find the men we need.
Be swift, my love. We'll meet you in Aekundarsund once the boat is loaded.
But you like the style of that animated series too? Micah Ironside, to play Sam in 6 main entries, won't be returning to voice some Vo. By Vector, the cast isn't terrible, plus he sounds age appropriate. Vector is Leif Schreiber. Yeah, I've seen that in the teaser as well, but I wasn't too sure, like I'm not sure if I knew of the actor yet. But that's good for, you know, if they couldn't or didn't want to cast the same actor again, they've at least cast someone who, you know, would be appropriate and fitting. It's definitely not the youngest character either, right? Hey there, Cat, welcome in. Good day. And how's it going? Exactly, Nick, yeah. You know, that's like pretty much the player kind of like view as well, you know, of many, that Black Flag just wasn't really in need of a remake, you know? Like AC1 has always been requested the most, either for remaster, to also make it, you know, like better available on some of the newer consoles. Or like a remake, you know, because obviously it's like the oldest and the one probably benefiting the most from like a, you know, refresh. But I guess in Ubisoft's point of view, you know, Black Flag is like one of the most popular titles in the series. And it's probably guaranteed to make people interested in buying it. Whereas an AC1 remake, you know, would probably be more like along the lines of like the player base that Mirage was interested in, you know. And Mirage also wasn't the most or the best received game either in the series. Like, many people are not even interested in it because it is like focusing on the classic Assassin's Creed fantasy. And Black Flag, on the other hand, you know, it appealed to many people who aren't even into the series as much. That would be at least my guess why they chose to remake Black Flag, because they know it's a guaranteed banger, money-wise. Welcome back, Amita. You were helping David Beckham with his wishes, and then you also played some Gwent with him. Hell yeah. David Beckham. Yeah, that's true. Ogiet does definitely look a lot like David Beckham, actually. Just much more, like much bulkier, I guess. But yeah, quite similar. But yeah, that's great to hear, Vo. I hope you enjoy the Hearts of Stone DLC. That's like one of my favorite stories in the Witcher universe. Rod Sam, even the first game was supposed to be pushing 50 and it was set in 2004. And the last game was set in 2013. But in Blacklist he sounds much younger and just has grey hair, but looks like he's in his 30s. It's so weird sometimes how they handle like age, you know. Also reminded me in Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, but more on AC2, how Bartolomeo and Ezio are supposed to be almost the same age or something. I think Bartolomeo is like older by a few years, but not much.
I should check up on Trig.
And when you meet him, you know, Ezio still feels like almost a teenager, and Bartolomeo is like, you know, looking like he's in his mid-40s, like 50s. Of course, with Bartolomeo you can say, okay, yeah, you know, he's like a condottieri and he's like constantly involved, you know, with like war, and that would definitely make a person seem potentially older. But, I mean, you know, Ezio has also seen some shit. They say Ubisoft is in trouble. Yeah, I mean, the last couple of headlines and news about Ubisoft definitely haven't been on the positive side, at least. Hey Veroni, welcome in, dude. How's it going? Happy weekend to you. You'll buy a remake of Black Flag today. Ubisoft, shut up and take my money. If Integrate Sealing heads into a remake of Black Flag, you will buy 5 copies. Nice hat. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, Black Flag is just 100% one of the most beloved games in the series. And that's why I want to remake it. And it makes sense from like a financial point of view. But yeah, it's definitely a question of like, is it necessary? You know? But Black Flag still plays so good, so well. It still looks great, in my opinion. But yeah, that's true though. I mean, if I have like a head stealing mechanic, then it's like a guaranteed purchase, day one. Ubisoft should focus all their efforts into making Black Flag 2 in your opinion. Yeah, that's the thing, right? They just wanted to kind of like have new settings and new characters with every new entry, pretty much. Which is also shown by them not having like a follow-up game to Origins with like Aya or Bayek, but making like Odyssey instead. I guess we also think that, you know, player interest wouldn't be held up if you focus on the same character twice or something. Well, that's the thing, I mean, Edward's story has been kind of like told in Black Flag 1, so if I do like a Black Flag 2, then it could be, for instance, be a prequel story, you know, to Black Flag, because the golden age of piracy has kind of come to an end when Black Flag ends. But you could have like the years prior to it, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I'm always down for like sequels and prequels directly connected to previous games, you know. I don't have to have like a new setting every game. Or like a totally new cast of characters. Exactly, Rod. Ubisoft is gonna be remade. Yeah, I think so too, Nick. You know, I think AC1 is definitely much more of a niche game. And who knows how many people would be interested in it. It's probably a bit of a gamble for them. But maybe if Black Flag Remake is successful, maybe they're gonna consider to do it. Maybe for the 20-year anniversary of AC1 in, yeah, 3 years. Yeah, Bartolomeo looks like 20 years older than Ezio at times. Probably one of Ubisoft's most beloved games in general. I would say so too, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? They made like the perfect pirate game pretty much, you know? I mean, pirates have always been extremely popular, and of course there's always been like pirate-focused games, good ones as well. But one that kind of like captures, you know, the spirit of the pirates, like historically speaking, so well. But also offers you such good gameplay on both the naval front, but also like, you know, going on land and discovering islands and looking for treasure, you know. I think it really lived from that balance between like naval and land exploration. Because a big motivation, you know, to even go on naval exploration was to find the next island. It's, I guess, a bit like Zelda Wind Waker, isn't it? Which I've never played, but it has a similar, I think, like gameplay aspect in the exploration regard. Yeah, Mita, I'm not quite sure if it's like Tencent wanting to buy or if it's like the Gomyo family trying to sell to Tencent. Because Tencent already has some of the shares of Ubisoft. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't want that to happen, I have to say. You know, having like a Chinese company, you know, that much of a control over especially like a series like Assassin's Creed, you know, that's like so political as well on some levels. That would be a big no-no for me. That's kind of ridiculous as well, you know, because Ubisoft prides themselves on like aspects like integrity, representation and stuff, you know. You can guess what's gonna happen when a Chinese company takes over. Like that there's gonna be maybe a bit of a conflict between like what some people working for Ubisoft strive for versus what, you know, Tencent might impose on them. Oh, very nice, Ronnie. That sounds good. A nice show weekend. What are you writing? Is it another short story? Yeah, I mean, that's totally fair, Nick. You know, everyone can have their own opinion. Or you make my own opinion. And yeah, I mean, you know, Origins definitely laid the groundwork for the following games. Even like games like Mirage that are, you know, quite different in the approach. But still, you know, based on the same like core engine and like gameplay, I guess. But yeah, they've of course always been doing that, you know, it's like one game gets created by user Montreal on the new engine, and then the other games use it as like a core template to build their game on top. With AC1 to Revelations and AC3 to Rogue, Unity Syndicate, and then Origins, of course, spanning even more years and more games. With Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage. That's true, Ronnie. Yeah, playing as Blackbeard. Maybe just have to use a mod to change the character model to Blackbeard. And then just go, you know, guns blazing. Right, Ronnie, it's like, yeah, no, not even gonna finish that sentence. Sorry, just gotta check some very quick here. Okay. Polishing a horror novel before it goes to the editor on Monday. Also working on a cartoon with Method Man. It is in the early stages. You're just outlining the first season. Wait, what? You're working on a cartoon with Method Man, as in you work with, like, actively with the rapper Method Man on a cartoon? Or is like Method Man one of the characters? I mean, the idea was for the two families to collaborate and even make Ubisoft go private. Yeah, I don't think anything good is gonna come from that. Damn, Ronnie. That's awesome. I love Method Man. Both as a rapper, but also as an actor. And, I mean, you know, Wu-Tang Clan. Definitely big inspiration in the hip-hop scene.
I gather these crates are full of dried cod?
They are. And the other ones have hard bread, mead, and wool canvases for the crew.
Excellent. You have served us well for many years now, Trick. Faithfully.
I can't say it was a pleasure, but you've treated me with respect. I'm grateful for it. Now, I hope my debt has been paid.
In full. Are you sure I can't tempt you to come with us? Your help would be invaluable.
Shackles here versus shackles across the sea? Tough choice to make.
Oh, you misunderstand me. I free you, here and now. But if you return to me willingly as a slave, you can purchase a place amongst my crew. Once we're established in the land across the sea, I'll free you for good, and take you as my partner in trade.
Not many slaves would get an offer like that. Well then, let's get these supplies on board before the storm hits us.
As Faustin and Trick load the ship, Gunhilda makes her way towards Icon Darsant. Ah, cool. Actually playing as Gunhilda then.
Four legs are faster than two.
Ah yeah, that was the horse. Is that good? He actually knows a thing or two about baking. I think so too, yeah. He's very good in getting baked. Ronnie, there's a lot of science in it, and they brought you in as a science advisor, but now you're working on the script for the show. That's so cool, Ronnie. Congratulations, dude, on, you know, landing a gig like that. So how did they know about you? Did they like apply for it, or did they like see you on like one of your comic panels or something? Talking about like the science of Spider-Man or something?
Freyr, gods, let this horse bring balance and protection to our journey. Mother will be happy to see me.
I seem to have been visited by Goddess Freya herself. Come, embrace your mother.
Mother, it's been a while.
Far too long. The sheep miss you, Gunhilda. They can't bear the thought of losing you to the land across the sea.
They might not have to.
Whatever is troubling you, my love, we will remedy it.
We need more men. The clan we recruited has decided to remain on land. We're left with no navigator nor crew.
Some clans have just returned from the sea. I've seen them camp nearby. I can take you to them, but you'll have to be persuasive.
Do you doubt my abilities, Mother?
I wouldn't dare. You've always had wits sharper than Gungnir. I can only hope that just like Odin's spear, you will return to me.
You know we must go where our opportunities lie. This land is overcrowded. We want our own fields, to harvest our own crops.
All right. I won't push any further. Your father will be heartbroken.
And you won't be?
My heart broke the day you left our home. We've arrived. Go on, love.
Thank you, Mother. Free men of Eikundarsund, heed my call. We are looking for those brave enough to defy the whale road with us. You! Will you sail with us?
I saw you on the path earlier. You came here on a horse, didn't you?
I did.
And you shamelessly admit it. You fool. No, I won't sail with you. I don't want to face the spirit's wrath.
I intended to break the curse of sailing with a woman when riding that horse. It should protect us.
Have you seen the sky? The gods are already punishing you for your arrogance.
Bondi, join us.
My men and I have just returned from years of Vikingur with Guthrum's warband. It's time for us to tend to our crops and see our children grow.
When do you leave?
Today.
Have you sailed before?
My husband sailed with Harald Jarl himself. He sailed enough for both of us.
I've learned to be wary of boastful spirits. Your word alone isn't enough.
How can I convince you to accompany us?
Well, why are you leaving our northern land?
Ronnie, you were on a panel at the San Diego Comic-Con called Science Advisors Make Sci-Fi Better. His partner was in the audience and came up to you afterwards and got your card. That's awesome, Ronnie. I had a feeling that it might have been for one of those panels that you talked about. That's really cool, though. You know, that's like a perfect way to kind of like make contacts, I guess, and connections like that. But I'm really happy for you, Ronnie, that, you know, got something like that to work out for you. Good job, Mod. Everyone knows we only want expensive viewers. That's not how experience works. My husband sailed a bunch, so I think I'm good. It's like, yeah, he knows enough about sailing for the both of us. We made it so hard to report nowadays. Not only need you to check multiple fields, but now you gotta also write short descriptions. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it should be enough to just like mark maybe a message, you know. So they can like maybe go back into the chat history and see, okay, yeah, that person has written this. Gotta do overwork for Twitch themselves.
Our crops can't grow in the dead of winter. We've tried everything.
I've never had trouble growing my crops, regardless of the cold. Maybe you don't use the right techniques.
My husband is a second son. If we were to stay, our farm will pass to his eldest brother, and we'll be left with nothing.
I understand that all too well. My men and I have found this temporary campsite, but we've got nowhere to go.
Then come with us.
It does sound tempting. Would you have enough supplies for all my men?
Well, I mean, for a journey, we have to probably have more like dried fish and dried meat and stuff.
My husband is loading the meat and the dried fish aboard our ship as we speak. We'll have plenty for everyone.
How will we be sleeping?
We'll protect ourselves with wool canvases.
That should be enough. How will you find your way across the sea?
This guy has lots of questions. We use sunstones.
My husband has met with a sea rider using these rocks he called sunstones.
Tell your husband this man is a liar. Sunstones are rarely used for a reason.
Let's observe the elements around us then.
We'll observe the signs Midgard has given us. The birds, the currents, the stars. The spirits will show us the way. We need someone to interpret it.
You're right. I can help you around these shores, but in the midst of the wave world, we'll need an expert.
We? Have you decided to come?
I have. You speak true and my men are ready to serve.
I'm honored. Gather your men and your things. I'll take you to our ship.
I should know better than to ever doubt you. You excel once again.
There's little to stand in your way when you aim for the sky. Stigur's clan will accompany us, but we remain short a navigator.
I thought of someone while loading the ship.
Who?
You'll need to trust me. But we must reach Heloia first, and fast. The storm is imminent. It's looming on the horizon like a bad omen. Have we offended the gods in some way?
I rode a horse to my mother.
Gundhilda.
You asked me to trust you. It's only fair you do the same. We didn't have time to pay our respects to the spirits. I did what I must. Now, how do we reach Heloia?
I know where Heloia is.
Then, lead the way.
Ronnie, you have no idea where this is in the Valhalla story. Is this after the thing in France? This is actually independent from the main story. This is the Discovery Tour currently we're doing. The historical mode built into the game. And yeah, it has like 7 different quest lines. Actually 8. But are set in different years and are supposed to be a bit more historically focused and accurate than the main game stories are. And since I'm playing in historical order, I've decided to play the Discovery Tours that take place before I take control of Eivor in 872 first. And yeah, right now we're on mission number 4 out of 8 here. And that's gonna be the last one before we play the main game. And then we're gonna be playing the main game pretty much for the entire main story before heading back to the Discovery Tour. Because it isn't until 878 where the next Discovery Tour will take place, which is the Battle of Chippenham, which I think is during the Winchester or Hamptonshire story arc. I guess the Hamptonshire story arc it must be. But I basically jump into the shoes of 2 different characters. One is Thorstein, like a Vikinger from Norway who wants to set over to England. And the other one is a monk, Brother Erich, who already is in England. And who basically had to flee a Viking raid and try to secure an important religious artifact and give it to Offred. So I get to wear the market today and saw pure alpaca wool poncho, but it was 85 euros. Could have started the life as an eccentric hobo. Yeah, 85 euro. That's definitely not a bargain, to say the least. The Discovery Tour in this game is like a game on its own. Very much so, yeah. Definitely have a couple hours of playtime, especially if you care about, you know, some of the extra entries you can have about like figureheads or what is a scriptorium. There's like lots to read up on if you want to. What's kind of cool though is you have actually rewards for the main game if you complete parts of the Discovery Tour. For instance, the Outerman set, which is like a bit more of a historically accurate set in its look. you get from doing some of the discovery tours, I guess. Or you get some tattoos. I don't really care about those too much. Get like a raven skin. Get a horse skin as well. A ship pack. I haven't gotten this sword yet. But we will get it for completing all of the discovery tours in the game. And then later you get also a settlement pack. I think it's cool that you get rewards for the main game. Who's Dr. Lucie Mabo anyway? Well, let me have a look at that Wikipedia article. Oh, it's entirely in French. But apparently she studied in Sorbonne, Paris. Oh yeah, Ronnie. Yeah, they can be quite good, for sure. But yeah, the discovery tour is quite different in this game. It's definitely less like museum tours and more like fully realized storylines. I would imagine so, Ronnie, that ponchos are a bit less expensive where you are. That's why I live in San Diego, great Mexican food and cheap ponchos. The weather is also pretty nice. I got those amazing breakfast burritos. Yeah, I would love to visit San Diego for the food especially. Hey Vegaskra, welcome in. And how's it going?
We must exit the fjord. Sail right.
Man, I love Norway so much in this game, visually speaking.
Now straight ahead towards the setting sun.
Also during the night when you have the northern lights appearing.
Now, get closer to the shore, but make sure to keep the rocks on your left and the land on your right. We don't want to damage the hull.
But hope you have a great stream. It was good to catch some of the Discovery Tour to see it in action, because you haven't seen any of it before. No worries whatsoever, Rod. I'm glad that, you know, you got to see some of it. And thank you again so much for being here as well. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good night and a good rest. And a good sleep, of course. And let me also give you a shout out as well. So yeah, if any of those of you haven't checked out Rod's channel yet, definitely consider doing so. He's currently doing a spooky month for October, playing all kinds of different horror-themed games. Recently he's been playing through Alan Wake 1 and 2. And he's also been doing a playthrough for Alien Isolation. Also celebrating its 10th year anniversary, I think it is at this point. But yeah, there's gonna be many, many more horror games coming up this month. But he's also a big fan of Assassin's Creed, one of his favorite series ever. So you can also catch lots of those all the time on his channel. But also, yeah, story-heavy games like Red Dead Redemption, you know, games like Grand Theft Auto, and many, many more. So, yeah, if you're interested, there's a link in chat. Definitely check it out. And that's no worries, Rod, whatsoever for the shout-out. We'll definitely catch you tomorrow for more Alien Isolation, I assume.
Embrace the shore until you see a tower of ice.
More games of hide and seek with aliens and crazy androids. Perfect. I remember watching Maxi play that game a couple months back, I think it was.
There!
Just getting completely scared by the whole like hide and seek.
But beware, we're in shallow waters now.
Aya Lucy Mabo is an expert of Scandinavian history of the early Middle Ages. She did her thesis on Middle Ages Scandinavian port, and she wrote a publication on the reign of Harald as well, in case we're curious. Thank you so much, Aya, for sharing that. And I definitely was. That's very good to know. It seems like it's really, you know, like she's been perfectly chosen for the, you know, missions that she's been assisting on. Because it is all of those missions early on in Norway in connection to Harald as well. Ah yeah, she's also reviewed the mythological one. Because the last one isn't gonna be like during a specific year, but rather it's gonna set you to Asgard, I guess, or Jotunheim. Kind of teach you a bit about yeah, Norse mythology. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing, Aya.
Well done. Now we're going to pass a small island filled with sea lions.
There's the Sea Lions.
Past the Sea Lions Island. Our destination is ahead. Do not lose your course through the storm.
That's no worries either, Ronnie. Thank you so much for being here and for the lurk. Best of luck with the riding and also assisting. And yeah, wishing you all the best for it, dude. It was good talking to you again.
Do you see the light? Go towards it. It's our destination.
And also, if you haven't checked out Ronnie yet, he's also a streamer. Big fan of Rockstar games like Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. But also AC games, which he's been streaming as well. Also big fan of the Spider-Man games too, so if any of those are up your alley, definitely check out Ronnie. He's also a scientist in real life, so if you're interested in discussing, you know, scientific themes and ideas, then definitely check out Ronnie's channel.
We've arrived! This is Halloya!
Right, Sackett. Nothing else can keep you warm.
You shouldn't be here.
Bjorn, brother, I've come to...
Brother? When have we ever been brothers?
We were in the same Filak, Bjorn. We've sworn oaths to respect, support, and protect each other. They still hold true for me.
Those oaths were broken long before my exile, Thorstein, by both of us. You might have forgotten, but I've had years of solitude to remember.
Your scorn will be the death of us all. I haven't forgotten, but I refuse to let the past haunt my future. Maybe you should do the same. We need you, Bjorn. Join us. Lead us through the salted mountains.
Is this a trick? Why come to me?
Can't you trust that not everyone is deceitful? No other sea rider tames the waves like you do.
Now that I can't believe.
Take me to your ship then, and we'll leave this wretched place.
I see you've made a true sea king of yourself.
It wasn't always pleasant, but I haven't been idle.
It must be nice to have Harald's support.
Mostly Gunhilda's. But yes.
I mean, respect that he's still giving Bjorn another chance after the betrayal he put on us. Hopefully we can trust him.
Gunhilda, you haven't changed.
That's
Still
enough
as-
from you! Leave us!
Merciless as the northern sea.
I know what you're going to say.
Yet it didn't stop you from making such a foolish decision.
You would have never agreed.
And with good reason. How are you so quick to forget?
I'm not.
I don't trust him.
Neither do I. But he's in that boat as well. He won't put us all in danger.
And after that?
After that, we'll part ways. The Isle of Britannia has plenty of land to spare.
Oh, may the gods hear you.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Head towards the eye of the storm! Brace yourselves! The road is treacherous!
With the help of Bjorn, an old foe-turned ally, and Stiga's crew, Thorstein and Gunhilda are set to depart. As they sail towards new lands, will they be able to leave shared enemies behind, or will the past return to haunt them? To be continued. Alright, and there we go. Let's return to free exploration here. And that finishes the first 4 Discovery Tour missions of all up until the year 871 CE. Which means now we're going to take a break from a Discovery Tour and we can now technically start with the main game. However, due to time already being quite advanced, I'm not going to be starting the main game today anymore. because I wouldn't really have more than, yeah, not even half an hour. So yeah, we're gonna do that next time. But was good, you know, getting a bit of a backdrop here. I'm looking forward especially to play the other Discovery Tours though, because 3 of those, of course, I haven't done yet. The last 3 here. But yeah, we're gonna take quite a break now from a Discovery Tour. It's not gonna be like Origins, you know, where we like constantly went back and forth and spent like ages on the Discovery Tour. We're gonna spend a lot less time in it with this game. Do wonder though, have I actually... Yeah, I've collected all of the Discovery sites in Reykjavik, of the behind the scenes too. So there's nothing here to collect. Same for Hordafolke. I've done all of that. Let's have a look at the England map here. Second, you have a black hooded robe, but you would feel like a weirdo. You could wear that on stream, actually. You could, yeah. Then you gotta have like a channel point reward to flex the robe. Ragnarsson's encampment. Not Ravensthorpe quite yet. But that is gonna be where we build up our, you know, settlement, of course. It's kind of cool seeing it in this, like, early stage right now. One of those aspects I always loved about AC games when they have it, like having your own, like, home base and renovating it and bringing it to life with new people, new buildings and stuff. I wonder if Eivor's room is even available right now. Yeah, it's locked off. It's not even available. Can't even go in here. I can't even go to the Alliance map. God damn it. Not like this. I need to see the Alliance map. Thank you for the lurk again, Ronnie. I have a fact that they just live their lives and in a matter of a day abandon everything to go at sea is crazy to you. To me as well. You know, I definitely wouldn't be built for like life on sea in that sense. I do like to have the comfort of my home, you know, and kind of like a place you can just go to be off all by yourself. Where you have like, you know, your things and stuff. I definitely wouldn't be able to just abandon all of it, like, in a day. I could at least wait until summer. No kidding. I had to do it, like, in the middle of winter. I guess it's due to the fact that I technically never designed Norway in summer. It's, like, always in a winter state in this game. Hey the Carbon, welcome in. How's it going, Mitch? Happy weekend to you. Hope you're having a good one. And thank you, dude, I'm doing very well. Been playing a bit of Valhalla today, just focusing on the historical Discovery Tour mode. But yeah, I got everything finished that I wanted to for today. So we're just about to wrap it up here for tonight. There's a spider in front of your window that's missing 3 legs. You wonder what his story is. Jesus. That's metal. Maybe another spider didn't take kindly to the spider spinning a web. Okay, so all of the discovery sites and behind the scenes in Grand Butcher I've also done, which is where we have the second discovery tour. So the next one would be down here in Hamptonshire. And in Hamptonshire, technically still have 3 Discovery Tour sites to find. But where are they, though? I assume down here. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna do those for once we actually do the Discovery Tour sites here. I'm gonna catch up with the rest of the sites once we do the missions set in those areas. We're also gonna have one in Jorvik, of course. We haven't discovered anything yet. I'm gonna spend some good amount of time just reading here, I think. But yeah, by the end of the playthrough, we'd like to finish everything in the Discovery Tour. Which isn't too much anymore, you know, since I've already done quite a bit in my latest Discovery Tour run. Just missing like 60 learning entries and 6 behind the scenes. Mitch, you doing good? We had to assemble tons of furniture and clean. Productive day. Very nice. That's awesome to hear, Mitch. So have you guys moved in with each other now? I know that you mentioned that it was still like a couple weeks or months away when you initially moved into the flat. But sounds like you guys are now living together and stuff? It's like you saved the little spiderling from a prayer mantis and it bit 3 legs off. Then he gave his spiderling his soap that had under the pretense it be given back once he becomes king of the spiders. I buy it. That's a story I go by now. Cheers, Mitch. Yeah, definitely good to be back with this game. It's been over a year now since I last played any Valhalla. Finished my stove challenge in like August 23. That's officially the longest I haven't played Valhalla yet. Now the spiderling is on a grand journey to find the one silk. Have you ever thought about becoming a writer, Gisek? That would make a good children's book. You moved in together a month ago? Hell yeah, Mitch, that's awesome. Glad to hear. That's really great. That's, you know, it's finally possible now. But yeah, I bet you guys are enjoying it greatly, you know. Not having to do it on like a long distance anymore. But yeah, really happy for you guys. It's kind of cool that there's also like photo mode shots shared in the Discovery Tour. Cute Foxy. I mean, look at that snout. Never actually had to look at the characters I can play as here. Ava looks a bit different here for some reason. Same for female Ava. I guess because like more like painted in a way. Ayla also looks a bit... It's mostly like the faces, I guess, that are like painted or something. The young Sigurd. That's kind of cool. We can also play as Basim. As Foke. I can't play as Rebecca. No, I'm missing one behind the scenes. I can play as Eva. Okay, I'm just gonna go with young Sigurd. Hello there. Ah, there's even a first-person camera. That's pretty cool. So that's how AC Valhalla would look like in first person. Oder Elikiro would have a hard coat enough to sue you. Probably Gisek. Hey there, Saint, welcome in. In nomine Patris et Filio et Spiritus Sancti. In the name of the Father, the Holy Spirit, the Son and the Holy Spirit. Indeed. You like how tight the encyclopedia is? Protagonist of AC Valhalla. Both Eivors look like Fortnite characters. It wouldn't surprise me if they eventually make it into Fortnite as well. I mean, plenty of characters have made it there. Isn't there even Ezio in Fortnite now? Sicut erat in principio. Okay, I have no idea what that means, to be honest. But yeah, either way guys, this is gonna be where I will call it for today with the discovery tours of Valhalla. But yeah, we got everything finished that we wanted to. And that means that next time with Valhalla we can actually make a start on the main story proper. And you know, play the actual game, not just the history mode. But yeah, for today this shall be it. We're gonna go and have a look to see who's online and who we can raid. So let me see here. I think Maxi is actually still playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well. He's doing his first ever playthrough of the game actually. And yeah, he's still actively going, so we're gonna go and check out how it's going for him today in Valhalla. You keep forgetting it's his first playthrough. Yeah, I think he started a playthrough back when the game launched, but he didn't really make it far into it. So it's like his first full playthrough of a game, I guess. Alright, so if you would like to follow us for the raid over to Maxi, there's some raid emotes in chat, feel free to copy and paste them. I want to thank everyone so much again for coming by and for joining us for this first stream of Valhalla with a discovery tour. Also thanks again for the tremendous support today with all the resubs and also the gift subs that Sona has given away earlier. Congrats also again to everyone who received one of those gift subs earlier. And yeah, thank you to everyone who was in chat, being part of the conversations, discussions, and of course also to everyone who lurked. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend. Hope you all enjoy. No worries whatsoever, Mitch. You have a good evening as well. Greetings as well to the better half. To the other half, I should say. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then.